Today we are talking about 3 things to avoid if you have a potential legal claim. Now, if you find yourself injured as a result of an accident, or if you find yourself having been fired for what you think are illegal reasons, there are some things you definitely want to avoid if you want to try to protect yourself in the long term. Number 1, avoid talking about your potential legal claims on social media. It might be tempting for you to go on social media and rant or make a post about what happened to you and how the person or the company who hurt you was wrong, and it might seem like a good idea at the time. The problem is, once you start talking about this on social media, you have to understand that most of what you post on social media will ultimately be discoverable in a future legal proceeding. We always tell clients that if you have a potential legal claim, you should generally avoid talking about anything on social media. You have to understand that if you make a claim that you are unable to walk, or that you are seriously injured, or that you are in a depression, and then you post yourself on social media doing things that seem fun or talking about how much fun you're having, that will be used against you down the road. So, as a general proposition, we want to avoid talking about both legal claim as well as any kind of damages on social media. If you've been hurt, or if you find yourself fired and you're having problems, just avoid it in general, social media, and go ahead and help yourself in the long run. Number 2, you want to avoid giving a statement to anyone other than an attorney. Now, it's not at all unusual that if you're hurt or if you have some kind of a claim, an insurance adjuster might reach out to you for the insurance company for the other side or for the wrongdoer. They will be friendly to you, and in many cases they are friendly, but you have to understand the purpose of their reaching out to you. They want to try to get a recorded statement so that they can lock you into a set of facts or a sequence of events about how the accident occurred, how the incident occurred, what your damages are. If you end up saying something down the road that's not consistent with that, or that sounds worse, they're going to use that statement against you. So if you find yourself in a situation where someone is asking you for a statement, it's probably a good time to consider reaching out to an attorney. Number 3, you want to be careful about talking about a potential lawsuit to any medical providers. Now, if you're getting medical treatment for injuries relating to an accident, or if you're getting medical treatment for mental anguish or stress resulting from an illegal termination, it's perfectly fine to talk about the extent of those injuries and get help for them. That's what you should be doing. What you want to avoid is talking about the possibility of a lawsuit, going to a lawyer, or anything that could be put into the medical records that could later be construed against you. Defense attorneys, good ones, often use medical records as a way to try to show that a plaintiff in a lawsuit is somebody who was teeing this up for litigation. And one of the ways that they like to do that is by saying, well, isn't it true that you told your doctor you were thinking about hiring a lawyer 2 days after the accident? And shouldn't you have been focusing on your medical treatment? Now, ultimately, practically, it's not unreasonable to think that you might want to mention that. But trust us, you want to avoid talking about those things because it'll ultimately go into the medical record and it will not help you down the road. Those are 3 things to avoid: social media, statements, and making comments to medical providers about potential lawsuits. If you have questions about any of this, feel free to reach out to us. If you find this helpful, like it, follow our page.